are there any creative things happening in terms of rural education recruitment and grow your own that are worth noting?
Yeah, like I said, the National Center, I think, is an excellent research. They've been or an
Right.
excellent opportunity. I would recommend any state to kind of really take a look at what they're doing on the registered apprenticeships. They're really helping them get into the classroom and to be teaching while they're getting prepared. I think that's a huge piece because we all know that right now it's hard to survive, and and I think that's an important tactic. I also think that we've seen, or at least what states have shared with me, is a lot of times the the barrier is the baccalaureate degree,
Hmm.
because a lot of times when they leave, what happens is they have to leave their community to go get the degree, and then they don't want to go back to their community, right? I have to be honest, I was one of those. I lived in a very small town when I got my degree, and then I had to go to a big city, and I haven't gone back to my small town. And so I think that if I stayed there, I
Yeah.
probably would have stayed and ended up teaching locally. So I think we need to have and I don't know how state boards do this, but if they're, approving programs, I think encouraging more options to acquiring the baccalaureate portion of a prep program, and then adding on that
Hmm.
the teaching part, right?
Right.
The
Right.
very, very important teaching part could be a very creative tool
Right.
for our rural communities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being in a very rural state, a few of things that we are seeing happen in Montana is we have a rural education focus at my colleagues at Montana State University. There are placements that are happening. So we're taking educator prep program students out into rural schools to get
Yes.
a sense for what do those communities feel like and look like. We're also seeing, and we're doing specific work with community colleges, because in some
Nice.
ways, those
Nice.
community colleges, in many ways, those community colleges have more outreach to their local communities than the big four-year institutions do. And so utilizing community colleges as a springboard into those degrees, as Lisa was mentioning, how do we use them to help folks get bachelor's degrees? And we're even seeing some grant-funded programs now that are sending counseling. That is a big area, both mental health counseling and school counseling is considered a shortage area in our region. And so utilizing counseling and grant funded programs to get people out into rural areas are just three examples kind of,
Yeah.
of what we're seeing.